In just 10 minutes, uncover the most shocking truths from Steven Bartlett's conversation with dating coach Logan Ury and Scott Galloway on The Diary of a CEO. Are dating apps creating a generation of incels? Why are men lonelier than ever? Do women only want the top 1% of men? These top 10 takeaways reveal the harsh realities of modern dating, masculinity, and the crisis no one wants to talk about. Takeaway 1. The Lost Boys Report exposes a crisis. The report highlights a growing crisis among young men who are struggling with loneliness, lack of direction, and declining success in education and relationships. Many boys are growing up without strong male role models, which affects their confidence and ability to navigate adulthood. Men are falling behind in key areas like college graduation rates and economic success, which creates frustration and a sense of being left out of modern society. The crisis is not just about economics, but also about a loss of purpose. Many young men feel like they are not needed or valued, leading to mental health struggles. The discussion points out that ignoring this issue will lead to long-term social consequences, including increased radicalization and antisocial behavior. For example, studies show that men are now less likely to attend college than women, which reduces their earning potential and makes them less attractive partners in the dating market. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Dating apps are making men lonelier. Dating apps have created a hyper-competitive environment where a small percentage of men get most of the attention, leaving many others feeling invisible. Women have raised their standards, often filtering for the most attractive and successful men, which leaves average men struggling to get matches. Men who do not receive attention on dating apps tend to withdraw from dating entirely, leading to increased frustration and resentment. The result is a rise in online communities of lonely men who develop negative attitudes toward women and relationships. The conversation emphasizes that dating apps have removed the natural social skills that used to develop in face-to-face interactions. For example, a study showed that on Tinder, women swipe right on only about 5% of men, while men swipe right on over 50% of women. This imbalance causes a lot of men to feel like they have no chance in the dating market. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. Fatherless homes create deep problems. Boys raised without fathers often struggle with discipline, emotional control, and ambition. A lack of male role models makes it harder for boys to understand masculinity in a healthy way. Many young men raised without fathers look for guidance online, often finding harmful ideologies that fill the gap. The discussion points out that boys who grow up without fathers are more likely to drop out of school, commit crimes, and struggle with mental health issues. The solution is not just about bringing fathers back into homes, but also creating more positive male mentorship opportunities in schools and communities. For example, studies show that boys raised in fatherless homes are more likely to join gangs because they seek male guidance and approval that they did not get at home. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Porn is damaging young boys. Young boys are watching porn from an early age, which is rewiring their brains and setting unrealistic expectations about sex and relationships. Many men develop porn addictions, which reduce their ability to connect with real women in meaningful relationships. Overuse of porn can lead to erectile dysfunction and a loss of interest in actual relationships. The easy access to extreme content online is creating a generation of men who are disconnected from real intimacy. The conversation suggests that parents need to actively discuss the effects of porn with their sons before it becomes a problem. For example, a growing number of young men in their 20s are experiencing performance issues with real partners because their brains have been trained to respond only to artificial stimulation from porn. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. Women are struggling to find partners. Successful women are finding it harder to find partners because they are less willing to settle for men who are not at their level. Many men feel intimidated by high-earning, ambitious women and may avoid dating them altogether. The dating market is shifting, and many women are realizing that waiting for the perfect man means they might end up alone. The conversation suggests that relationships should focus less on financial status and more on emotional connection and shared values. Women are encouraged to expand their dating pool instead of waiting for the perfect man who meets all their criteria. For example, research shows that as women earn more, they become less likely to marry because fewer men meet their financial expectations. We're halfway through the video. Thank you for sticking with us this far. If you're enjoying it, please give us a thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below. To see more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. The left is losing men. The conversation argues that progressive movements have done a poor job of addressing men's struggles. Many young men feel alienated by modern feminism and political movements that often portray them as privileged or problematic. Without guidance from mainstream society, many men turn to extreme online communities that fuel resentment. The discussion points out that if the left does not engage with men's issues, they will lose the support of an entire generation of young men. Instead of attacking masculinity, society should focus on building positive male identity and purpose. For example, many men who feel left out of progressive discussions about gender equality turn to influencers who tell them that all their problems are because of feminism. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. Money is tied to male identity. Men often tie their self-worth to their financial success, which creates pressure and anxiety. Many men feel that if they are not making a high salary, they are failures in both work and relationships. This belief is reinforced by dating culture, where financial success is often a key factor in attraction. The conversation suggests that men need to redefine success beyond just money and focus more on personal fulfillment and emotional well-being. The current economic struggles make it even harder for men to feel confident if they are not financially thriving. For example, studies show that men who lose their jobs are more likely to suffer from depression than women in the same situation, because their sense of identity is so closely tied to their work. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Men do not know how to date. Many young men today struggle with basic social skills when it comes to dating. The rise of online interactions has made real-world dating seem intimidating and awkward for many men. Some men are afraid to approach women in public because of fear of rejection or being labeled as creepy. The discussion highlights that dating should be treated as a skill that needs to be practiced and improved. The best way to overcome dating anxiety is to take small steps, like starting conversations in everyday situations. For example, a dating coach explained that many of his male clients had never even asked a woman out in person because they relied entirely on dating apps. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Men's groups can be life-changing. Many men feel isolated because they do not have strong male friendships. Joining men's groups provides a sense of belonging, support, and accountability. These groups help men develop confidence, leadership skills, and emotional resilience. The discussion encourages men to find local groups where they can connect and grow together. Healthy male friendships are just as important as romantic relationships for long-term happiness. For example, men who join fitness groups or mentorship programs often report feeling more motivated and supported in their personal lives. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. A message for lost boys. The final message is that men should take responsibility for their own growth and development. Waiting for society to fix these problems will not work. Men need to actively build their own confidence and purpose. Instead of blaming external factors, men should focus on improving themselves and creating meaningful connections. Learning new skills, developing strong friendships, and improving mental health are key to overcoming these struggles. The conversation ends with encouragement for young men to take control of their lives and not fall into despair. For example, men who focus on improving themselves through fitness, career growth, and personal development often find that their dating lives and confidence improve naturally. Here is a brief introduction about the guests. Scott Galloway is a member of the Advisory Council for the American Institute for Boys and Men and professor of marketing at the New York Stern School of Business. Logan Ury is a behavioral scientist turned dating coach and director of relationship science at Hinge. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit like below and share this video in your WhatsApp groups. You can also discuss about this video by commenting below. To get more such videos in your timeline, press the subscribe button below.